Hey, YouTube.
Hey YouTube!
It's Gus,
It's Stella,
And it's Neev.
and we are
Eurovision buddies.
Hey YouTube!
I am Eleni.
It's Aisel.
It's Tamta.
It's Sergey.
It's Yana.
Here's Sahat.
It's Yada.
It's Gus, and we all are,
You are my beautiful creatures.
and we all are Eurovision buddies.
Congratulations, Neev.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Let's go.
Neev, we want to know some things about you. So, tell some details about yourself so all the Eurofans can know you better.
Yeah, sure. Well, I started making music very early. I always knew what I wanted to do from an early age. I mean, I guess some people find that out later in life. Some people feel a sense of calling. Feel a sense of calling early on. And music for me was that from the very beginning. I always knew that I wanted to be a writer. I write fiction as well. It's actually what I started doing. I started writing before I started actually making music. And it's something that I still do today. Everything comes from writing, and so that's kind of where I come from artistically. That's kind of the way that I express myself and translate the way I see the world is to put it in paper and write about it, whether it is in fiction, in poetry, and later on music. It always has to come from somewhere, because music lives of living. That's what music, it has to sing about something. It has to have a message. I think that's what I search for, and that's something that always propelled my interest, and it keeps going like that over the years, and it's something that keeps growing inside me. That kind of urge to find sometimes the truths that you don't want to see in yourself, but it's like an addiction. It's like the most hardcore form of therapy that you can do, but it's beautiful in the same way. And if I had to characterize my writing or my music, it's like, I think, to be honest, sometimes we like to fantasize so much about the sunset and a lot about those beautiful things that we see in our eyes, but there's a lot of beauty in things that are not so romanticized. There's a lot of romance, there's a lot of poetry in the little things and the small things that sometimes we take for granted, or sometimes we just don't give them enough value in that moment. And it can be anything. It can be just a look, it can be an eye contact.
So, you like to take these moments and put it in music.
Yeah, I love that, because usually those moments are so special, and we don't pay a lot of attention to them. And sometimes when we go, like when we're later on in life,
Yes.
or when things are over, like an episode in our life is over, those are the things that we remember. And sometimes the impactful things that we thought had an impact, sometimes in the end we're like, you know what, that's the one I'm gonna take with me. It was that day in the rain when everything was shit, but we were still there because we wanted to be
Yes,
there.
of course.
And I think those things are beautiful. And if that was a search as a writer for me, that I had to okay, let's try and find a line, that would be the line for me. It's just a pattern for me. I just get drawn to it really quickly.
That's actually quite an inspiration. And to be honest, I can say that you're a writer just by the way you are explaining things. It's exactly how writers see the world, because I write as well. So it's all about finding
Nice.
small details. So since you told us about your writing and about your songs and about your music and your art, would you like to tell us about this specific song? What it means for you? Why did you write it? And why are you taking the risk to go to Festival da Canção with an English song?
Sure. I mean, first of all, for me, every time someone asks me to explain the meaning of a song, I'm always a little reluctant, because I think one of the most beautiful things in music is how, and I'm going to say this as an artist, because that's how I'm speaking to you right now. If I write a song, it can come from somewhere. So let's put it like this. Let's make here a little game thing. If I'm feeling something, there's a face to that feeling, right? So let's say it's sadness, right? I'm sad, and I'm sad because of something, right? I'm sad because something happened. but in the bottom of it, I'm sad. So that's the feeling. But we all feel sadness in our own way. We all feel sadness. We all feel joy. We give different faces to that sadness and to that joy, but we all feel it. And I feel like my job, if there's my mission as an artist, is not to focus on the face of that feeling, is to understand it, where it lives inside me, and for me to be able to go under it, deeper into it, and really touch the sadness point. And that's what I want to explore. And that's how I believe you can touch people, is by getting deeper into a feeling and be able to translate it like naturally and in the most raw form possible. Always coming from the truth, which is the face of that feeling. So all of this to say that I don't want to tell you exactly what the song is about, because I think a song that has meaning and a song that comes from that place can find a home in every people and every person.
You want everyone, yes, everyone do it by itself.
Exactly, you make it
will
your
mean
own.
Something to me and something different to Ghost, something different to you, something different to every person. That's what you want for this song. But why in English and not in Portuguese?
All right,
why
so yeah, that part. Well, because first of all, because it's the most natural thing for me. If you go check my album and everything's in English. I've been writing in English for all my life.
Your style, yes.
I lived in the UK as well, and I always romanticized a lot about the English language. I always read everything in English, and it just has a different place inside me, in my form of expression. I just connect really well with it. And, of course, when we were making the song, there was this thing, okay, so maybe you should go in Portuguese because it's the Festival da Canção and it's Portugal. Yes. But you know what? My mindset is always the same. And there are some things that can't change. And one of those is you got to be true. If you love something deeply, and if you give everything you got to it, there's a higher chance that other people will love it too. If you change who you are for something that you think at the moment is important, usually it doesn't work as well, and you end up betraying the one thing that's important, which is in music, which is your pledge to music, which is let's make something that's real and that's genuine. And so for me, that's like, okay, since we're doing that and English is the genuine thing for me, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, now that we're speaking about Festival da Canção, we spoke with Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a competition, and we asked him who he thinks is the biggest competitor for him, and he said you.
He said me.
Yes.
Oh wow, okay.
So you heard the songs, and if yes, I guess you have.
Yeah.
Which one you think it's the biggest competitor for you?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me make a point that I don't see this as a competition. And I know everybody's gonna say this, everybody says these things, it's not a competition, it's all beautiful. But to be honest, I really don't see it as a competition. And I don't think a lot of the other people that are in Festival da Canção see it as a competition, especially this year. Yeah.
Yes. They said it's a party, it's a huge party, and it's a break for all these situations that we live. It's a chance to forget the bad situation up now.
Yeah, I think if I may, I kind of disagree on that. I think, at least from my point, that's not how I'm living it. I think it's an opportunity, to be honest. I think it's a great opportunity. It's not so much as an opportunity to be in everybody's home. That's not the kind of opportunity I'm talking about. I think it's an opportunity for, you know this better than I do, probably. Festival da Canção or Eurovision, let's talk to Eurovision, which is the main thing, was born under certain principles and values. It was after a period of tension. It was a moment of unity, a moment of celebrating difference, multiculturalism, all those things, which are beautiful. And we're kind of forgetting about those things. You're seeing all over the world this kind of disrespect for, there's a lot of intolerance, there's a lot of disrespect, there's a lot of, there's a lot of yelling. And music has always had this thing, this beautiful thing that we all know it has, but we sometimes forget about it, in our little egos and things like this. It's just a human thing to do, but it's true. And Festival da Canção and Eurovision, this is a moment for the artists to really, really embody that sentiment and really be able to explore it in a beautiful way. And it's not every day that you get to do this. There's not a lot of chances that you get to do this. Of course, you can do it in your everyday life, and that's beautiful. But there are not a lot of moments when this sort of thing happens with this sort of magnitude. And so I see this as a real opportunity, and I see Eurovision this year as an opportunity for that as well. And I hope every country, and I hope every people in the countries are looking at it just a little bit of that way, because if we do it that way, then I think it could be beautiful. Now, going to the competition, which is what you asked me about, I think there are great songs this year, actually. I think the competition is more of the fun part. It's like, it's fun. It's like just a thing. It's like,
okay,
it's like
so which is your favorite song?
My favorite song.
Don't say that's
well, I think I'm happy that there are other English songs. So I'm happy that Black Mamba are doing an English song. I think it's great. I think it really pushes forward on this universal thing, and it's a great thing. It's a great thing, I think. And the way that the Portuguese people are reacting to that, it's also great, because they're really taking it in and really just, it's a song and it passes a message, and that's what a song is. And it doesn't matter what language it is. If you connect with it,
and maybe it's time
beautiful.
For a change for Portugal. Maybe it's time to send an English song.
I mean, of course, I would be lying if I said I didn't think the same way. I think it would be beautiful. I mean, at the end of the day, the song that represents and finds a heart in people, it's a song that should go, whether it's in Portuguese or in English. But they should start at the same point. They should start at the same level, and not with a level of discrimination of some sort. They should start at the same point, and then let's see what happens. But the foundation, the sentiment behind it, I think it's in the right place right now. And if it's an English song, well, that's great. Maybe it's mine, maybe it's not. But let's see what happens. So Black Mamba, I think it's a cool thing. I think there are good songs like Carolina Deslandes. The song from Carolina is also a pretty song. For not for Festival da Canção, I don't see it that way. I think a good song is a good song, wherever it is. A good song will always be a good song. And so I think Black Mamba would be the one in that regard, to be honest. I think maybe because of the English factor, but I'm just happy that they did it. I think it's great. And the Sheik did it as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at these answers at this question.
Okay, so maybe now in this question, maybe we're gonna have not a better answer, because I love your answer, but something that you feel more comfortable to. So
go for it. It's okay.
Came out, and we had many reactions from, at least for us that were into Eurovision groups and stuff. We had many reactions from many people that actually posted your song and was like, "Oh, this song has to win" and stuff like that. What reactions did you get on a personal level, or maybe in groups that you saw after your song came out?
Yeah, I mean, I make a point to answer to everybody. So it's like I make a point to answer to everybody that gets in touch with me, no matter how many people they are and whatever they're saying. So I really know what people were saying. I make a point to do so. And actually, before we started the interview, I was just sent by a friend the YouTube thing, the YouTube link for the where the lyric video is, And there was this comments there. And that really surprised me. I'm not going to say what it was, because it's personal, and it's there. It's not, well, it's personal, but it's not. I just don't feel in a position of saying exactly what was there and who said it. Of course, but it's public. You can go check it. But the level of personal experience sharing of people, what not only in private messages, but also publicly on YouTube in this instance. People are sharing their stories through the song, and to me that's overwhelming to start with. It's always a beautiful thing. It's when someone is touched by a song and it speaks to them in a way that makes them share. First of all, it leaves me very happy, because I feel like as an artist, you're the one who sets the tone of the conversation. If you open yourself, if you go down to a place where you're vulnerable, that's the conversation that you're most likely going to get with people that hear your song. If you're more shallow, or if you don't want to get to a place where you're vulnerable, that's probably the conversation that you're going to get. You get what you give. It's a natural process of relationships. And so I'm really happy that I'm really happy that people are really going down to a level of feeling confident in sharing their vulnerability with me through the song. So if that was something that I would highlight, it would be exactly that, because I think there's no more beautiful thing that can happen through a song, to be honest. And that's exactly the kind of conversation that I want to have with people. And so I'm very happy for that. Yeah.
Good. So I want to ask you, which is your favorite Eurovision entry?
My favorite Eurovision entry? Like from all time? From all time?
Yes,
okay,
yes, all time.
Okay,
yes,
all time.
And
okay.
Which country you want?
Okay, ABBA.
ABBA.
It's
yes.
ABBA. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Portuguese?
Well, I would have to say Salvador. I think it was a great thing that happened. It was a turning point.
It's the winner, yes.
Yeah, not just I mean, definitely, but it was a real turning point here. It was the Eurovision. Festival da Canção took a turn at a certain point. It took a turn, and it wanted to be more. It wanted to be more, and that year was the first year that happened, and we won, and it was beautiful because it was a beautiful song. That song is beautiful, and so I was really happy with that, because we were really trying to shine a light on talent, and he's a talented dude. He's a talented guy, and so I was really happy for that. So if you ask me my personal taste, I would say ABBA, because I would probably learn more from listening to ABBA's song about songwriting than a lot of other artists, because they're so good. But on a personal level, oh my God, I'm happy that happened, I would say Salvador.
Okay, so that's interesting. Good. And because Eurofans like us are people who love to make puzzles, and now and I'm gonna explain myself. We always have finals and national finals and the Eurovision stage and the pre-selection, and we always try to see what's gonna happen next. How is this song gonna be on stage? What hints can we get from people? And try to imagine everything, and we're just living this dream all the time. So for you, for Festival da Canção, how is your stage performance is gonna be? If you can give us any hints or any clues that we can just put in the puzzle.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do.
Okay, that's tricky.
No.
Accept it. Go on.
Okay.
No. The thing is,
that's a way too. That's a way too.
Turn it around. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I don't want to give it too much of a specifics, because I think mystery is still a very beautiful thing, and I want to have I wouldn't call it the shock, but I want it to be a surprise, and I want that. But you can count on something that focuses on the song. You can count on something that focuses on the vulnerability of the song, focuses on the music above everything, and not getting too much into it. That's the kind of thing. I really believe in the power of. I'm a very old school guy. I'm an old school guy in a lot of things in my life, and one of those things is I still believe.
Yes, we understand it from ABBA, so.
Exactly. That's a good clue. But I still believe that there's a lot of magic in seeing an artist, a human being, giving everything that he's got with the song. And that can be, less is more sometimes. I think less is more, and that's the way that I want to go. The way that I'm going to do it, it's going to be a surprise, and we're working on it, and I hope everybody likes it. But that's the path.
Okay, I like the mix.
I like the way you think, because you are old school, you like traditional, but you are in festival with an English song, so that's really interesting about you.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I just well, thank you, I guess. I don't know. It's
that's a compliment. That's a compliment.
Okay, well, thank you then. Thank you. I'll take it.
Good.
But it's I mean, I just think that we've getting to, not trying to get too deep into things, although there's nothing wrong with that, and I like doing that. But we've this is a crazy time, and I just think that not a lot of bad could happen to the world if we reconnected with some values and principles that we sometimes think are guaranteed stuff. It wouldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt to remind us of some things. Me, myself included, every day. I mean, but it's just a crazy thing. I think it's not a bad thing to try and put it together just a little bit. I don't see any bad in that, and I want to, if I can contribute to that, then let it be that. It's just, yeah.
I can clearly see that. And absolutely, I agree in that, especially in this time that we live right now. It is crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so now it's a question that we have to make, but we would love to. And it's up to you if you're gonna say yes or no. Like,
go for it.
Would you like to sing like a small part of your song for us? Or...
Oh God! Okay. Still see you when I close my eyes. I'm not used to being alone at night. Why'd you leave like that? I'm dying inside.
Thank you.
I feel so much your song these days.
Your singing voice.
Huh?
I think I see a huge difference in the talking voice and then the singing voice.
Yeah, it gets a little different, It gets very different. My speaking voice from the singing voice is quite different,
I think that from how I heard it right now, it's like the speaking voice is full of confidence and the singing voice is full of vulnerability.
Emotion.
The good vulnerability.
Oh, well, I'll take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, would you like to give a message to all the Eurovision fans?
I will take a risk on repeating myself, but I will say, let's not look at this as a competition. Let's really look at this as an opportunity. Like I said on your great question before, let's just look at this as an opportunity to show and to embody the values that we a lot of times say that we believe in, and we do believe in them, but now it's a good time to really put them to action and really, have a good impact. This is the best interventionism that we can have. It's the interventionism that the world needs. It's not an interventionism of hate and screaming with everybody and saying this is shit, this is blah, blah. No, it's the kind of Bob Marley interventionism, which is let's embody the things that we believe in and not yell at everybody. Eurovision has a lot of difference, not only culturally because of the countries, but even inside the own countries like Portugal, it's a lot of difference. And we gotta celebrate that. And we gotta make a point that we're celebrating that. It's not just subliminal. We have to embody it. And if we do it, maybe we can put things a little bit back together, one mind, one heart at a time. And that's how you make real change in the world. So, that's the story that we can help write, I believe. Yeah, that would be the message.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Staring at this empty bed, the pain swallows me and I can't rest. I dream to have you back. I'm still